US state flags suck. That isn't a surprise to most people. Not to me, not to you, not to Americans, and not to this subscriber who suggested this idea. More on him later. Now recently some states have tried to fix this issue. The first to my knowledge was Mississippi, who came out with this banger of a flag. It's better than the old one and I quite like it if I'm honest, when I know some people don't like it and hate it actually. Comment down your opinion in the comments. Now, Utah was also one that came out with a redesign, namely this one. And gotta say, this is my favorite redesign and up there with my favorite US state flags, along with Texas and New Mexico. However, not all states came out with a good redesign, one of which is Minnesota.
Arkansas! Minnesota!
Now coming back to the subscriber who suggested this whole video idea, if you have any video ideas, please drop them down. I'm kind of running out. Anyway, the subscriber said, if you want an idea for a flag, Minnesota's new flag sucks, so that's an idea. You could play it off the cold weather and farming being a major industry. In the sense of the flag being horrible, I sort of agree. It's not horrible, but it's like most flag in Western Europe. It's just not special, but in need of a redesign. So let's fix that. But before we do that, let's take a look at its current flag.
Arkansas! Minnesota!
Now the current flag is simple. It has two shades of blue, the darker one representing the night sky and is shaped like the state, sorta, and the lighter one represents the lakes and waters in the state. The star on the flag has 8 points, which represents the North Star. Now, those are basically all the meanings of the current flag. There might be one or two more, but I can't be bothered to find them out. But Minnesota also has a state seal like every other state does. And that state seal has more meanings that we can incorporate onto the flag. For example, the common loon on the seal, which is the state bird, another North Star, some pine trees, which is the state tree, because yes, states have official trees, I guess. 98 gold boxes around the edge, 87 for the counties, and 11 for the 11 native tribes that still live in Minnesota. And most importantly, the Dakota phrase, I'm gonna butcher this, Minnesota Makose, marvelous. But that means the land where the waters reflect the sky. Now just to clear this up, this also confused me, but Dakota here isn't referring to the two states, but the language, which yes, it's an indigenous language, and yes, it's endangered. Now, I'm not going to make a new seal because I think the current one looks fine and I can't be bothered to do so. Great, now that you know what we're aiming to represent here, let's go make this new flag.
Arkansas! Minnesota!
Now what I just went ahead and done is copy the wave pattern from the seal, and I figured I'm just gonna make a line out of, just drag it across the flag. Now I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea where I'm going with this. I just figured that's the right thing to do with it. Oh, I just got an idea. What if I like make the landscape and make the top green? Yeah, that looks nice. And I'm gonna import this from, I should mention, I forgot to press record, I just realized. But on a separate canvas I made this star symbol, which I'll explain later what it means, but just gonna have to trust me for now. Okay, I'm gonna put this at the bottom. Alright. Putting it at the bottom. Just fill in the top with green. Probably just use a bucket, but nah, it's fine. Okay, I think I should make the symbol a little bigger. But where do I go from here? It looks a little empty. What if I just add like, I don't know, a yellow line between blue and green? Hold on, let me do that real quick. Let's see how that looks. Alright, almost done. Yeah, I don't like it. It ain't the look. I don't know about you, but I think it looks very Soviet. Hey, if you know, you know. How can I fix this? Oh, I got it. Let's see, I got an idea. What if I just add a second set of waves at the top like this? But now, get this. I'm gonna make it, I don't know what looks good, yellow, blackish, yellow, brownish, but the top waves are supposed to represent farmland because according to the subscriber, there's a lot of farmland in Minnesota. Or well, it's a big industry, so green, that doesn't fit. Black, let's try with black. That looks like Bumblebee, absolutely not. What else is that? Oh yeah, shitstain brown here. Oh nice. I can rock with that. That's not horrible. I don't hate it. Hey, it's me in the edit. I ended up hating it, so I just made a new design, which you're about to see me design, so have fun with that. Again, I started with copying the wave pattern from the seal, but this time I have an idea. I like the shape on the Minnesota flag. I mean, I know the subscriber said the Minnesota flag sucks, but I can't imagine it being that. Like, I can't imagine him hating the Minnesota flag because of his shape. I think it's very clever, and I think if Minnesota is already fortunate enough to have such an unusual shape, I think we should use it. So I'm just gonna recreate the shape. Maybe, yeah, let's make it wider a bit. Yeah, I like that. Perfect. Now just make it just dark green. Any dark green will do. Yeah. Yeah, it'll do. Now, I kind of felt bad that I didn't show you how I made the star symbol from last time, because I'm gonna copy it onto this slide, let's be honest. So I'm just gonna do it here, and also to make the video longer. So first, just add a 4-point star like this. Brilliant. Now, just add a 5-point star on top with a green outline. There we go. Position it well. I should also probably make it bigger. Alright, there we go. And now we have to do this wave thing again. Again, I copied it from the coat of arms, from the seal. But this time, I'm not as clueless. You see, I'm taking inspirations from Czechia's flag, where it's like the shape on the side and then top and bottom stripe, kind of like that. Except that in the middle, it will be the stripes. It will make sense in a bit, I'll promise. Great, now that we have that, I'm just gonna make the top dark blue and then the bottom light blue, because I'll explain later why I made this choice. And now I'm just gonna clean up the sides a bit, remove those fill lines, which for whatever reason happens when you fill something in. Now, if you're wondering how I'm gonna fix this here, like the overlapping onto the shape, like onto the green, what I just do is I just separate it with lines, and then I just filled in a little flag making tip there. Alright, change of plan, boys. I just got an idea. I'm just gonna copy the green from the trees in the seal and make that the green on the flag instead of this whatever green I just chose randomly. I think that would be a way smarter idea. Now, one last thing we have to do is, I don't know what it's called, I think the grains. I'm just gonna add that around the stars like I did on the other flags. And then, I guess call it a day. Alright, I'm just gonna move this up There we go. Oh, cock, how's this supposed to work? No, that's not gonna work. Maybe closer? I don't This might be more difficult than I thought. Okay, let's paint and smooth this real quick. What if I just bucket it in? Just fill it in with a bucket? Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. It also affects the grains. Okay, let me figure this out. Alright, I did it much more intelligent. I just painted everything around this shape green and then removed the background. And now we have this. And I'm just gonna finish up, do the finishing touches, and then I'll see you with the final flag in the next section.
Arkansas, Minnesota.
Ladies, gentlemen, Americans, Minnesotans, I'm proud to show you the new and improved Minnesota flag. Beautiful, isn't it? Now let's go through the symbolism. Firstly, I kept the country shape from the real flag, but I made it green, which is the same green from the seal, might I add, to symbolize the land of Minnesota. On it you can see a North Star with 4 points and a star to symbolize Minnesota being part of the Union. Now the stars together have on the outside 8 points, like the original flag, which is supposed to symbolize the North Star. And if you count all the stars' points, you would have 9 for the 9 letters in Minnesota. Surrounding all of that are 2 rice plants, which are the state grain, because yes, Minnesota has that. I mean, they also have an official state tree, but But those grains are also here to symbolize the farming industry, which according to the describer is big in Minnesota. Now, I didn't fact check that, but that sounds very Minnesota to me. Americans watching this are either gonna agree with me on that, or what the subscriber said is complete bollocks and laughing at me for believing such bullshit. Either way, the flag looks good. Anyway, moving on to the right side of the flag, we have the same wave pattern from the seal, because when I saw it I thought it looked cool, and it's fitting because Minnesota is known for its lakes and the nickname the land of 10,000 lakes. And that is because they have fucking 14,420 bodies of fresh water. Now, Minnesota is also known for the twin cities, Minneapolis and its capital, St. Paul. I imagine this because they're so close to each other, but I decided not to represent that on the flag in any way because the US doesn't have the best record with infrastructure named twin. Now, the dark blue is on top to represent the night sky, which is represented on the old flag for some reason. I don't know what that has to do with Minnesota. And the light blue is there because, well, there was light blue on the old flag. Now, those are basically all the meanings. Comment your thoughts down below. If you're from Minnesota, let me know would you adopt the flag. If you have any flag requests or ideas, comment down below. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.